talking about this language thing, when you talk about your journalist friends or whatever, I also found that the lyrics are influenced by...
Are you wearing Wellingtons?
Yes, we're on a festival.
How terribly sensible. Sorry, carry on.
The lyrics on the record are influenced by, you know, language, politic language, media language. Did it make more sense for you somehow artistically abusing that language to change the sense?
Yeah, because I think politicians and those who talk about politics feel that it's a specialist subject. And that's another thing that I have a real problem with, because essentially, you know, anyone who works in a specialist area tries to adopt their own language to prohibit inclusion of people outside it, and I think that a lot of that goes on. So that was all very much sort of tied in with the fact that that particular language was becoming more and more ridiculous. I mean, to the point of farcical. The best, my absolute favourite one is regime change, and even on CNN, even on Fox, they kind of have to say it with a tongue in their cheek, because it's like regime change. It's like, no, it's called war. And it's just this long list. So I just sort of ended up responding to this long list of you know, Orwellian newspeak sort of nonsense, which is supposed to confuse you and make you not quite understand what's going on. What's going on is these things are being done in your name, and you can't do jack shit about it. You know, you know. So I think it's really, yeah. I personally think it's really important to make that language and make the people that use it look utterly ridiculous.
But do you think, on the other side, that you recorded the album in Los Angeles, for example, and there are lots of misconceptions also in Europe about America, you know, because their view is very simple also.
Well, that's, I mean, it's a very, very simple thing to take into account, is that when I was in the States before the Iraq War, we were in the States when we were recording it, and then I was in the States shortly afterwards to do a concert with Neil Young for the Bridge School, which is a charity thing. And that weekend there was this huge protest in San Francisco, and all the sort of, everybody came out of the woodwork from the 60s. It was fantastic. But my absolute favourite protester was this guy who's stark naked, except for a missile on his cock. And he was walking down the centre of San Francisco, just with, I don't know, like "fuck Bush" written on that was it. And you know, there must have been about 50,000 people there. And then when we were mixing the record, I went to another protest in Los Angeles where there's never protests. I mean, never. And it's the bottom line is, it's very easy to assume that Americans are happy with the situation. The bottom line is they're not. Just in exactly the same way as in your country, they may be happy about the fact that Schroeder stood up to him, but they're probably not happy about the fact that now he's letting him get anyway. And the same in Britain as well. You know, people are very, 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 very angry. You know.
But what we also get at the moment is, of course, sort of young people running around thinking it's left-wing to say Bush is an asshole. And I think that they're often not trying to see the mechanisms behind it, you know, because it's very easy to say Bush is the stupid, evil man, and that's it.
Yeah.
And nothing sort of, you know, with the oil industry and stuff like that going on in America.
Yeah, I agree, because it's a very weird thing for me, because yeah, It's true because the system itself is at fault. The system itself is at fault to allow a situation like this to occur. I think, yeah, it's very, very easy to reduce it down to that particular person, but it ultimately is pointless. It's the same with Blair in Britain at the moment. It's very, very easy to sort of analyse the person, but basically what you're doing is you're falling into the classic trap of a person is responsible, a person should go to hell for what they've done. It's like, no, you know, any politician anybody is only as good as the people that surround them and tell them what's going on. I'm the same. Everybody's the same. If all your friends lie to you, then you're a lunatic.
Yeah.
You know.
They kept telling me my show is brilliant.
Yeah. Is it?
I don't know. Yeah. Ask them.
Is it? You'll cut that bit, won't you?
No, we won't ever. I swear to God, we won't. How do you manage not to become cynical with all of your political engagement?
Because I only do it, you know, about 10 minutes for the day, really.
Okay.
The rest is blissful ignorance.
I'd like to ask you the final question, I'm afraid.
Is that it?
No, it's the final question. But we can chat afterwards, of course. What music are you listening to at the moment?
I like the Liars. You heard of them? Yeah, they're good. Amazing drummer. ADF were good today. You see ADF?
No.
Wow, man.
Did you go and see somebody in the tent playing or what?
Yeah, Asian Dub Foundation, yeah.
Okay.
There's a German label called B Pitch Control, and they've got a guy called Mode Selector. His stuff is it's the shit.
Okay. They'll be famous in Germany tomorrow. And rich.
I probably hate it as well.
Yes. For kicking them into mainstream.
Sorry.
I thank you very, very much. It was a wonderful interview.
Can we do it again?
Yes. Shall we start all over again? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thom Yorke from Radiohead.